back, boys and girls. We're back on the Mash 50. I'm just going to do a little loop, and as you may be able to tell, I've actually got a mic now, so you might be able to hear me. Hopefully, if my setup has worked. It's taken me about an hour to get everything set up how I kind of wanted it, so I hope it's good enough for you to actually be able to understand me. So we're back on the Mash, as I said before, and I want this to be a kind of official. This corner's dodgy. Yeah, the official kind of review video of this bike, and there's a couple of things I want to cover. The price, how much does it cost to import it into the UK, because obviously it's a French bike, so that's something people have been wondering. Handling, performance, and yeah, how does it compare to other geared 50s, because I'm not going to compare it to a moped, because if you want a 50, get a geared 50. Let's just go and hope not to get hit by a car. Fantastic, yeah. So I'm not going to compare it to like mopeds or anything, just other geared 50s, because I think if you're starting to ride on the road, then you might as well get a geared bike, because you're going to look like a bit of a tit when you move on to a 125 and you don't know how to ride. Yeah, although it makes for a pretty funny CBT when you have to really that. You don't know how to do the gears and you're on a 125. So yeah, oh, fucking horses, of course. Right, so price. We're gonna go through price. £2,000 is what you're looking for this thing. So there's not much between if you. I'm gonna have to slow down. Between if you buy it used or brand new. It's only about 200 quid. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's only about 200 quid between if you buy it used or brand new. This thing I got brand new. I've got 720 Ks on it, so I've been riding for a while. Or at least riding this thing for a while. So yeah, brand new, looking about £2,000, and I was looking on eBay and the used ones are about 1,600 quid, something like that. And oh, that road's closed. Let's go up here. Yeah, but if you're looking to just get, I mean, if you're doing the standard kind of CBT on a 50 and then move up to a 125 when you're 17, you kind of want to buy it used, I would say, because you're only going to be on it for a year, so you don't really need anything, you know, brand new. Maybe if you get a 125 and you're planning to stick on that for a bit until you do your A2 or your full A license, then yeah, you probably want to maybe invest a little bit more money in that. I'm thinking of getting a Yamaha MT125. They look pretty nice for a 125. But yeah, £2,000 is kind of the price. If you've got £2,000 and you can afford one. And like I said before, get a manual bike if you're going for a 50. That's what I would do. A, if you do restrict it, which is yes illegal, but B, safer. Then you're going to be going a lot quicker than, you know, mates on a ped or whatever. So yeah, I would honestly recommend, even if it's not this bike, even if it's something like the Regi 50, which I'll go over in a minute, just a geared 50 really does, you know, I mean, it learns you how to ride, it teaches you how to ride a manual bike, right, which is the important thing, which is what you're going to want to learn for when you move up to 125 when you're 17. Oh, hello. Thank you. Yeah, so that's price. Performance, I would say top speed, you're going to get about 40. There's some stuff on the internet which says 45. Yeah, in a downhill, but on a flat surface, I mean, I'll probably do a top speed run, but on a flat surface, 40 is your best bet. But it's not bad at accelerating or anything. Yeah, acceleration, it's not bad, especially, you know, if you're in the city. It's kind of fun on country lanes though. But yeah, if you're in the city, it's a nice bike to just learn to ride a manual, like I was saying. Handling, I mean, it's my first road bike, so I don't really know how to, I don't really have anything to compare it to, but you know, I've been on motocross bikes before this, so I mean, it feels nice, right? It's an easy bike to ride, is what I'm trying to say. You can learn it on it, right? Oh yeah, it was raining earlier, so I'm fucking shitting myself that it's going to rain again and I'm going to get absolutely jizzed on. But anyway, yeah, up hills, as you can see, like this is a pretty steep hill. It probably doesn't look like it on camera, but a fairly steep hill, and it handles it pretty fine, to be honest. There's nothing to worry about. Now, looks wise, on the website I think it says something like, so it does have bigger tyres than a ped, you can probably tell, and it says something like, we give it the big tyres to give it the big bike look or something, which is all good and well, but they're skinny as hell, so you can kind of tell it's not as big a bike. I'm gonna get down here. Kind of tell it's not a massive bike, but I mean, it looks better than a ped, so again, just get a geared bike if you're going to get a 50, that's what I would do. Now comparing it to other kind of geared 50s, my friend has recently got a Reju, the Supermoto geared 50. Now, the first time I met him on that was restricted and this wasn't, and I'm just going to say, I feel as though this bike outperforms it, right? That's a 2-stroke, this is a 4-stroke. This has 4 gears, that has 5 or 6, I can't remember, but the gear ratios, that, you know, that bike, you're changing gear so frequently. With this you can just kind of cruise, but especially where that bike was de-restricted, it's just not as quick as this thing. And then when he unrestricted it, I'd say they're about the same. I honestly would say unrestricted, this bike, the Mash 50 and the Reju 50, I'd say they're really similar. So it's kind of whether you want to get a Supermoto looking thing or a, oh hello birdie, or a kind of classic. I mean, I prefer this look, but I'm old fashioned, so you know, I think there are going to be a lot of 16-year-olds out there that are going to want the Supermoto look, which is cool, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing bike to ride. Somebody was asking on the last video, which I didn't expect to get that many views, but somebody was asking about the mileage. So I've done 725 k's, it's saying, and I think I filled it up like 3 or 4 times, but obviously that's not from a dry tank because I'm not going to run it down completely before I fill up, but 200 plus miles on a tank is what I would say, or probably more than that too. Oh, that's a hair. Welcome to the countryside, people. Yeah, 200 to 300 miles on a tank, I would say. So it's not bad, and especially as it's only a 10-litre tank, you know, it's not, I mean, it's better than a motocross bike, right, for sure, especially, you know, I've just come off a KTM 2-stroke, and it's definitely going to be more fuel efficient than that thing. It's just fun more than anything, to be honest. Like, I'll pull over up here and just talk through. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad with this microphone. I apologise if it is. No one behind me, sweet. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm just gonna check if this thing's recording. It is fabulous. As I was saying, the Reju 50 is really hard to get into neutral, that's another thing. But I mean, it's such a nice looking bike for a 50. And it's so much fun. So, a couple of things, you've got your standard controls, your keys, your whatever, manual choke, and manual fuel switch are 2 things that you wouldn't usually have on a bigger bike. But apart from that, I mean, it looks pretty good, to be honest. It doesn't come stock with the Byron mirrors. I put those on because I think it looks better. It's more sleek. It kind of comes with the stalky things, but They don't look too bad. I cleaned it up the other day, so it's not looking too dirty, although it did rain earlier, so that's probably ruined it. But I mean, yeah. I hope this has kind of answered some questions. If you want to, any questions, just put them in the description and I'll try and get back to you. I will get back to you, because I don't do anything with my life apart from ride and Xbox, so